Deep in the vast silence of space, Earth's listening stations waited patiently. For decades, humans had reached out to the stars, hoping to find signs of life beyond their own blue world. But the stars answered with quiet emptiness. That was about to change one cold night, far from the bright cities and noisy streets. At a remote observatory nestled on a quiet mountain, soft beat broke the silence. Dr. Alina Marks sat at her console, eyes fixed on the glowing screen. The signal was faint, almost too faint to believe, pulsed in a strange rhythm, repeating over and over. It was unlike anything Earth had received before. "Alina, come look at this," her assistant called. Elena's heart raced. "Not just noise," she whispered. "It's a message." Across the world, other observatories and satellites confirmed the signal. It was real. The message came from a distant star system, many light years away. It was a call for help. At the United Nations Space Command, tension filled the air. The highest leaders gathered in the glass-walled war room. Overlooking Earth's blue oceans and clouds, "We have received a distress signal from an unknown alien race," Counselor Reed announced, her voice steady but serious. "What kind of help do they need?" asked General Hart, the commander of Earth's Space Defense Forces. "We don't know," Reed said. "The message is encrypted and difficult to decode, but the urgency is clear." A silence fell. Everyone understood what this could mean. The galaxy was large, and unknown dangers lurked. Was this a trap, or a real plea from a civilization on the edge of destruction? Meanwhile, in the cold depths of space, the source of the signal blinked like a lonely star. At it, the alien ship, battered and scarred, drifted near a planet surrounded by strange storms and broken moons. Inside the ship, an alien leader named Talar watched his crew work. Their world was dying, and hope was slipping away. They had sent the signal, praying that someone, anyone, would answer. Talar knew the humans were powerful. He hoped they would come to save them, but he feared what their arrival might bring. Back on Earth, scientists worked around the clock, decrypting the message. It spoke of war, disease, and devastation. The aliens begged for help to survive a terrible enemy that threatened to wipe them out, but something in the message felt off. Hidden between the lines were warnings, secrets, and fear. Alina stared at the screen. "We must prepare for the worst," she said quietly. "Because whatever is out there, it's dangerous." The news spread fast. People everywhere watched in awe and fear as Earth's leaders prepared a rescue mission. Ships were readied, soldiers trained. As the fleet launched into the dark void, a shadow moved in the background. Unknown to the humans, eyes watched from the darkness, waiting to see what choice Earth would make. The galaxy was about to change forever. The fleet moved through space like a silver arrow. Ships of all sizes, Earth's finest technology, and the best minds aboard. The crew felt the weight of hope and fear, Captain. Mara stood on the bridge of the flagship Valiant. Her eyes scanned the stars ahead. The alien signal came from a strange star system called Zifra, far beyond known space. Approaching Zifra orbit, announced her first officer. No signs of hostile activity yet, but Mara felt a cold knot in her stomach. This mission was not a rescue. It was a test. The Zifran system was strange. Two suns burned red and orange, casting eerie shadows across the surface of the planets below, the planet where the signal came from. Zifra Prime was covered in storms. Dark clouds swirled violently, and lightning struck the strange purple forests below when the Valiant entered orbit. Sensors picked up signs of life buildings, machines, and energy signatures. But the atmosphere was thick with radiation. Mara ordered a cautious landing party. Down on Zifra Prime, the air was sharp and cold. The landing party stepped out, their suits protecting them from the toxic atmosphere. Waiting was a group of alien beings, tall, thin, with pale blue skin and large eyes filled with fear. Talar stepped forward. His voice was calm but urgent. "Thank you for coming. Our world is dying. We need your help." The humans listened as the Zifrons told their story. A ruthless enemy had attacked their colonies, destroying cities and poisoning their lands. "We cannot fight them alone," Talar said. Our technology is failing. We need Earth strength. Mara looked at Talar carefully. Something did not feel right. The Zifferins showed no weapons, no defenses, only desperation. Back on the ship, Alina and her team analyzed samples and data collected on Ziffer Prime. Strange readings puzzled them. Why is their technology so advanced, yet their defenses so weak? Alina asked, her assistant replied, and why is their communication encrypted so heavily if they only want help? Suddenly the sensors picked up a hidden signal, a secret transmission masked from the Zifferin leaders. It's a warning, Alina said. Someone on Ziffer Prime is hiding something. Mara confronted Talar. Why don't you tell us everything? Why hide these signals? Talar hesitated. There are ... divisions among us. Some do not want outsiders involved. The humans realized the situation was more complicated than they thought. Meanwhile, strange movements appeared in the storms above. Alien ships, smaller and faster, darted through the skies. They were armed. The enemy was closer than anyone expected. In the war room on Earth, the leaders watched the live feeds. The Zephyrin plea was real, but the hidden danger was growing. General Hart warned, we must prepare for battle. If the enemy attacks us first, we have no choice but to fight. As night fell on Ziffer Prime, the humans and Zifferins waited. Fear mixed with hope. Would the humans be saviors or soldiers? Could trust be built in this fragile moment? Suddenly alarms blared. Enemy fighters launched from hidden bases, attacking without warning. The skies lit up with laser fire and explosions. Captain Mara ordered her crew to fight back. Protect the landing party. We did not come here to die. The battle had begun, and the true test of humanity's power was about to unfold. Would they win? Could they save the Zifferins? Or was this only the start of a larger, darker war? The galaxy held its breath. The battle above Ziffer Prime raged fiercely. Human ships unleashed blasts of light against fast-moving enemy fighters. The landing party took cover behind jagged rocks, watching the storm-lit sky erupt in fire. Captain Mara's voice crackled. Overcomes, steady and commanding. Hold your positions. We need to find out who is attacking us and why. Back inside the alien city, Alina and her team worked quickly. They scanned alien technology, searching for clues hidden beneath layers of encryption. Suddenly, shocking discovery came to light. Hidden deep within the Zifferin data was proof of a terrible secret. The Zifferins themselves had once created a powerful weapon, one that spiraled out of control. This weapon had torn apart their colonies and mutated the environment. We are not the victims, Alina whispered. They caused their own destruction. Talar's face was pale when Alina confronted him with the truth. We made mistakes, he admitted. But now, a faction within our people seeks revenge. They blame others and will stop at nothing. The real enemy, it seemed, was not the distant aliens the Zifferins feared, but a dangerous group among the Zifferins themselves. This faction had stolen advanced technology and weapons, threatening to destroy everything including the humans. Who had come to help Captain Mara sent a warning to Earth. The war is more complicated than we thought. The Zifferins are divided. We must be careful who we trust. Meanwhile, the hidden faction struck again, in the shadows of Ziffer Prime. They sabotaged peace talks and attacked human outposts. Elena's team barely escaped a deadly ambush. Back on Earth, the Council debated fiercely. Do we continue to help these aliens, or prepare for total war? General Hart demanded. Counselor Reed looked troubled. We must protect humanity first. But if there's hope for peace, we should try. The galaxy grew darker with every passing hour. The humans faced a choice. Fight a war that might destroy innocent lives, or risk trusting a broken alien race with dangerous secrets. As storms raged outside, Captain Mara prepared her crew. We didn't come here to start a war, she said. Out! But we won't run from one either. The hidden threat loomed larger than anyone had imagined, and the next move could change the fate of the galaxy forever. The war room at Earth's United. Nation's Space Command buzzed with urgency. Screens displayed chaotic reports from Ziffer Prime. Explosions lit up the alien skies. The humans faced a tangled web of lies, secrets, and hidden enemies. Counselor Reed stood before the gathered leaders, her face tight with worry. We have no clear allies. The Ziphrans are divided. Their own people attack us. General Hart slammed his fist on the table. Enough, we cannot wait. They attacked first. We must strike back hard, wipe them out before they destroy us. Across the room, a group of diplomats argued passionately. We cannot start a war without knowing the full truth. There may be innocent lives at risk. Alina, listening in from the science wing, felt torn. She had uncovered the dark truth about the Ziphron weapon, but she also saw the fear in Talar's eyes. They are desperate, she whispered. Maybe we can still find peace. The debate raged on. Some urged a swift and total military response. Others warned that if humanity acted too quickly, they could become the aggressors. Captain Mara sat quietly in her quarters, reviewing footage of the battle. The bravery of her crew filled her with pride, but the cost was heavy. Several ships were damaged, and casualties were rising. Her unit beeped. It was a message from Tal. I want to meet, his voice said, shaky but sincere. We must talk before. More blood is spilled. Against orders, Mara agreed. She knew time was running out. The meeting took place aboard the neutral station orbiting Ziffer Prime. Talar appeared, looking worn but resolute. Our world is breaking apart, he said. If we cannot stop the faction within us, we will all perish. He revealed new evidence. The faction was planning a final attack on both humans and loyal Ziphrans. It was a do-or-die moment. Mara faced a terrible choice. If she trusted Talar, humanity could prevent a galaxy-wide war. If she did not, the chance for peace might be lost forever. Back on Earth, the Council's decision was clear. Prepare for war. But hold open the door for peace talks. We will not be weak, Reed declared, but we will listen. Talar's warning was urgent. The faction controls powerful weapons, more deadly than anything you have seen. They plan to strike soon. Mara's heart pounded. This was no longer just a rescue mission. It was a battle for survival. Suddenly, alarms blared through the station. Enemy ships appeared. The faction's forces had found them. The fragile meeting exploded into chaos. Mara ordered her crew to defend the station. Lasers tore through space. Explosions rocked the hull in the smoke and fire. Talar stood firm. We fight for our survival together, or apart. The humans and loyal Ziphrans united, pushing back the attackers. But the cost was high. The station was damaged. Trust was fragile. As the dust settled, Mara looked out at the stars. This war will test everything we have, she said. But we will not back down. The galaxy held its breath. Would peace survive the coming storm, or was total war inevitable? The skies above Ziffer Prime burned bright with fire. Human and loyal Ziphran forces clashed with the faction's ruthless warriors. The battle was fierce. Fast ships darted between swirling storms, and beams of energy lit up the darkened clouds. Captain Mara stood on the bridge of the Valiant, eyes sharp and voice calm despite the chaos. Focus on protecting the civilians. Cannot lose innocent lives in this fight. Her officers moved quickly, launching defense drones and directing fighters into strategic positions. Below, in the ruined cities, Alina and her team worked frantically. They raced to find a way to disable the faction's deadly weapon, a monstrous device capable of wiping out entire fleets. This weapon uses a form of energy we don't fully understand, Alina explained. We need to find its core and shut it down. Her assistant nodded. If we don't, this war will end with total destruction. Meanwhile, Taylor led loyal Ziphron ground forces in guerrilla attacks. They moved through dark forests and shattered ruins, striking the faction's supply lines. We fight not just for survival, Talar said to his soldiers, but for the future of our people. But the faction was cunning. They used spies and sabotage to slow the humans and loyalists. Sabotage crippled a key human ship, leaving it vulnerable. Mara's crew fought to save their crippled comrades. But the cost was heavy. In the war room on Earth, tension rose with every report. Leaders faced difficult choices: send more reinforcements or hold back to protect their own planets, Counselor. Reed struggled with the weight of command. Every decision risks lives. Act. Back on Ziffer Prime, secret discovery changed everything. Alina found a hidden chamber beneath the planet's surface, a control room linked to the weapon. Inside, Data revealed a shocking truth. The faction planned to use the weapon not only to destroy their enemies, but to reshape the entire galaxy in their image. The stakes are higher than we thought, Alina told Mara. If they succeed, no one will be safe. Mara prepared for a bold strike. We must take the fight to them. She planned a daring assault on the faction's main base, deep inside a dangerous storm zone as the fleet advanced. Enemy fighters swarmed around them like angry wasps. The storm whipped fierce winds and lightning, threatening to tear ships apart. The battle was brutal. Explosions rocked the ships. Heroes emerged and heroes fell. During the fight, Mara's ship was hit hard. Power flickered. The bridge shook violently. Hold. Together, Mara ordered, we can still win this. On the ground, Talar's forces broke through enemy lines. They reached the weapons core, but the faction's leader appeared a cold and ruthless commander, determined to stop them at any cost. A deadly duel began, with fate hanging in the balance. Back in space, the humans pushed the faction's fleet back, but the cost was grave. Many ships were lost, and the future remained uncertain as the storm raged on. Mara knew this was only the beginning. This war will change everything, she said. And we must be ready for what comes next. The galaxy waited, trembling. On the edge of destruction, the storm outside was relentless. Lightning split the sky over Ziffer Prime, crashing like the war itself. Wild, unpredictable, and full of fury. Captain Mara's ship, the Valiant, limped through the chaos. It's damaged but still fighting. Inside the bridge, every face was tense, every breath heavy. The last battle had taken a heavy toll, but the war was far from over, Alina, Mara said, her voice calm but urgent. What's the status on the weapons core? Alina's eyes were sharp behind her glasses as she worked the controls. We're close. The data from the underground chamber shows a hidden link between the weapon and the planet's core. If we can sever that connection, the weapon will shut down. Then we hit it now, Mara decided. But the faction was not going down without a fight. Their commander, shadowy figure known only as Varkon, gathered his forces for a desperate counterattack. His eyes burned with hatred and fear. This galaxy will be ours, or no one's, he snarled. On the surface, Talar led a small strike team deep into the heart of the enemy base. The air was thick with tension as they navigated through ruined corridors and abandoned control rooms. They could hear distant sounds of battle, explosions echoing through the underground tunnels. Suddenly alarms blared. Ambush. Talar shouted. Faction soldiers poured from hidden doors, weapons raised. The fight was brutal. Laser fire flashed in the dark. Tala and his team fought fiercely, knowing the fate of the galaxy depended on their success. Above ground, Mara's fleet engaged the faction's warships in a deadly dance. Massive ships collided with beams of light and thunderous explosions. The Valiant shook violently as enemy fire slammed into its shields. Mara's voice cut through the chaos. All units, focus fire on the enemy's command ship. Without it, they lose coordination. Her crew worked like a well-oiled machine. Fighters darted in and out, missiles streaked through space, and the battle raged with deadly precision. In the depths of the enemy base, Talar reached the weapons control room. There, he faced Varkan in a tense standoff. Your fight is over, Varkan hissed. Join me or die. Talar's reply was firm. I fight for peace, not destruction. The two clashed, fighting with skill and desperation. Sparks flew as weapons struck metal. Outside, the weapon began to power up, a deadly glow filling the chamber. Alina, monitoring from the ship, shouted, Captain, the weapon's energy is reaching critical levels. If it fires, it will destroy everything. Mara made a split-second decision. Prepare an emergency strike team. We're going in. In a daring assault, human soldiers beamed down to the base. Fighting alongside Talar, they pushed back the faction's soldiers, racing against time, with seconds to spare. Alina found the weapons core control panel. Her fingers flew over the controls. I'm shutting it down. Suddenly, the weapon's glow dimmed. The deadly energy dissipated. Varkin's fury exploded. Oh, this is not over. But the battle was won. As the storm cleared, Mara looked at the battered but surviving crew. We did it? We stopped the weapon. Talar nodded. But the cost was high. Our people are broken. We need to rebuild together. The galaxy was safe for now, but deep in the shadows, new threats waited. The war was far from over. The battle was over, but the silence that followed was heavy. Zephyr Prime's skies cleared, revealing scarred landscapes and shattered cities beneath Captain. Mara stood on the observation deck of the Valiant. Watching the horizon, the war had taken much ships lost, brave lives gone, trust shattered. Alina walked beside her, carrying data tablets filled with new findings. The weapon is gone, but the damage remains. The planet's ecosystem is unstable. If we leave now, it may collapse. Mara frowned. We came to save them. What if our presence makes things worse? Back in the city, Talar met with his people. Many Zephyrans were broken, divided between those who supported peace and those who still blamed humans and loyalists. We must heal, Talar said firmly. If we remain divided, we will fall. But some voices in the crowd shouted, back. We need strength, not mercy. Meanwhile, hidden factions watched from the shadows. Varkin was gone, but his followers remained, waiting for another chance to rise. On Earth, the Council debated the future. Counselor Reed spoke with urgency. We must decide. Do we continue to help Zephyr Prime rebuild, or pull back and focus? On our own defense, Mara knew the answer. We cannot turn away. We fought not just to win a war, but to protect hope. As human engineers and scientists worked alongside Zephyrons, bonds began to form. They shared knowledge, repaired technology, and restored what was lost. But peace was fragile. Late one night, alarms sounded across the planet. A new attack's swift, deadly, and unexpected. Mara and Talar rushed to lead the defense. This fight is not over, Mara said. The galaxy has many secrets, and some are still dangerous. The new threat was unlike any before silent ships that moved through space like ghosts. The humans and Zephrons braced for the next battle, knowing their greatest challenge had only just begun. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Together, they would face it. The new enemy's arrival shattered the fragile peace like thunder breaking calm skies. Silent ships, moving faster than anything humans or Zephrons had seen, struck without warning. Captain, Mara stood firm on the bridge of the Valiant. Her eyes scanned the incoming threats as alarms screamed around her. We're facing a force beyond anything before, she said. Prepare all weapons. We fight to protect not just Zephyr Prime, but the whole galaxy. Talar gathered his warriors, their faces set with determination despite fear. May we fight for our homes, our families, and our future. Lena worked alongside engineers racing to understand the new enemy's technology. These ships use cloaking and advanced energy shields. We need to find a weakness fast. The battles that followed were brutal. Fleets collided in blinding light, explosions shaking planets and stars alike. Human and Zephyran forces fought side by side, united by the horrors they faced. But victory was not easy. Each battle took a toll. Heroes fell, sacrifices made. Still, the enemy pressed on, relentless. In a daring mission, Mara led a strike team deep into enemy territory. Their goal, capture an enemy ship for study. The mission was dangerous, but it was the key to turning the tide. Inside the captured ship, they discovered the enemy was a long-lost alien race, once thought extinct, returning to reclaim the galaxy. There, hatred for all others ran deep. Their technology was unlike anything anyone had seen. Back on Zephyr Prime, Talar and Alina combined their knowledge to develop a plan. They would use the planet's unstable energy core to create a weapon capable of disrupting the enemy's shields. The final battle was near. Fleets gathered, weapons charged, and hearts steeled. As the enemy advanced, Mara's voice echoed over. The comes. This is our moment. For our people, for the galaxy we fight as one. The weapon fired, sending a shockwave of energy through space. Enemy shields flickered, then collapsed. Human and Zephyrin forces surged forward. Turning the tide, the enemy retreated, broken and defeated for now. The cost was high, but hope remained. Mara looked at the stars, knowing this victory was just the start of a new journey. Together, Humans and Zephyrs had faced the darkness and found light. The galaxy was far from perfect. Challenges would come again, but united, they were unstoppable.